What is it? What we have here is an Audi RS3 with more power than the previous generation Porsche 911 Turbo. As it rolls out of the factory, the RS3 hardly seems short on performance, with a thumping 395 bhp 5-cylinder engine and sub 4.0 SEC 0 to 60 miles per hour time. But tuning company Litchfield is in the business of making fast cars even faster, and that's exactly what it has done to Audi's mid-sized rocket ship. The headline figure is 500 bhp, but the uplift in torque output, from 354 pounds-foot to a massive 484 pounds-foot, almost certainly has an even more profound effect on the way the RS3 slingshots itself along a road. You might be thinking Litchfield's engine builders must have thrown everything they had at the RS3 S5 pot, bigger turbo, uprated exhaust system, reinforced internals. The works. But, in fact, all it's taken to liberate 105 bhp and 130 pounds-foot from the 2.5-liter engine is a remap, a new air filter and a bigger intercooler. That's it? Little wonder Ian Litchfield calls it one of the best engines we've ever modified. He says the previous RS3 motor was good but reckons this new unit is on a different level altogether. His theory is that manufacturers are being so hamstrung by emissions regulations these days that the only way they can make their high-performance engines efficient enough to pass the tests while also producing the necessary power is to really overload them with high-end tech, such as high-flow exhaust systems. Then, they're forced to cork the engines with restrictive maps. It all means that with just a simple remap, and, in this case, a few other tweaks, tuners like Litchfield can very easily uncork them and realize huge power gains. What this means for the customer is that such upgrades are very affordable, including VAT and installation. This one costs £2,058. What's it like? At low speeds, or at a motorway cruise, you wouldn't know this RS3 had been fettled in any way. The engine feels exactly as it does in standard tune, with none of the histrionics or fussy, boosty behavior you might expect of a turbocharged engine that's producing 200 bhp per liter. But when you wind it up, you're left in no doubt. There is perhaps a little more lag than before, but it's more of a split-second hesitation as the engine draws breath than a fundamental response problem. The boost threshold remains very low, too, just as on the standard car. From 2500 rpm it starts pulling and from 3000 rpm it lights up, exploding right the way around to the 7000 rpm red line. There's so much overtaking performance now, thanks also to infinite four-wheel drive traction and the whip-crack dual-clutch automatic gearbox, that you needn't ever get stuck behind a slower vehicle again. Running the standard Audi exhaust system, the RS3's soundtrack is rich and distinctive without being unnecessarily loud or boisterous. You're well aware, too, that what lies beneath the bonnet isn't merely a 5-cylinder engine. What of the rest of the car? Litchfield has left the chassis alone, for now, at least, and if you can accept that the RS3 will never be as intoxicating or as challenging on the limit as the rear-driven BMW M2, for instance, there is an awful lot to enjoy about it. It feels much better balanced now, with less inherent understeer. The steering is sharp and direct, while the suspension is more compliant than it was on the previous RS3, which means the car feels fluid and composed on a bumpy road rather than skittish and uncomfortable. Elsewhere, the minimalist cabin is attractive and the material quality is very good, while the exterior styling strikes a neat balance between aggression and subtlety. All things considered, the RS3, especially with 500 bhp, is a very appealing daily driver indeed.